Hello, my spooky friends. It is Stacy, and welcome to Special Effects Makeup on a Budget, where I create cosplay, fantasy, horror, and Halloween makeups, making sure that things stay affordable with easy follow tutorials so that you can have some fun and kick it up in your Halloween and costume game. And I was inspired to do this Met Gala look based on the wonderful dresses that showed up on the red carpet. Their theme was Forever Garden. I wanted to do a little bit more of a glamour makeup and created this headpiece. And so I hope you enjoy it, and let's just go ahead and get into it. To make my rosebuds, I'm taking a ribbon and I'm folding that at an angle at the corner, and I'm using a ladder just to make sure that it singes and stays long enough to put it on these wooden wire sticks. You can find these at the craft store in the floral department, and a little bit of glue, gluing that edge into place. I twist my ribbon and I just begin to fold that onto the stick. And in order to get that secure at the bottom, I take floral tape and wrap it around so that it stays secure. And you continue to add things to this if you want. You can keep re-adding floral tape to make it secure. And I made about 3 of these so that I can put them onto the headpiece to give it that bright pop of blue, and it also, with the little white balls in it, just breaks up the color on this headpiece. And I'm also using some pearl sticks. These you can get also at the craft store in the floral department. They're very lightweight and they can be manipulated after you attach them with the floral tape. You can still move them around. And also with some leaves that have wire, I wrap that around the floral tape with the smallest bud and continue to wrap floral tape around it as well. The base for the headpiece is a black cabinet speaker cloth. This is a polyester cloth. It is a little bit more substantial instead of just using a piece of polyester. Also found at Joann Fabrics. It's going to be that's able to form once you put something heavier on it. It will not lose its shape. So I go in with my scissors and I cut an oval shape. I want the idea of this hat to be at an angle, so it has all these features that I'm going to put on it and you're able to see it. So with my scissors I cut this oval shape, making sure that I get rid of any corners or anything that looks torn and tattered. If you do not have this fabric, you can still use a piece of cardboard. I'm going to show you how I get this to actually form fit a little bit better. I mean, you can still do this if you're using a mannequin head. You do not have to have a head cast in order to create this headpiece. But there are areas in this fabric that rise up along the outer side, so I take my scissors and I cut into the areas that are lifting, and then I fold them onto each other with some glue. And you could do the same thing with a piece of cardboard. I would just spray paint it whatever color you need the base to be. Just make sure that when you cut and you are folding the material onto each other that the edges match up and they line up, because it just looks a little bit better and you don't have weird little pieces sticking off the bottom of it. If you're still looking for this fabric, Amazon has a small roll of it for about $7. And if you're looking to make your own head cast for things more form-fitting such as headpieces and prosthetics, I do have a tutorial for that I will link down below on how to make your own head cast. To add height to my headpiece, I'm using a paper towel roll and I spray painted that with a Krylon matte black. With angle cuts, I created 3 pieces of different sizes. The angle cut is going to help this sit onto the base of the skull and give it more structure. With glue onto the bottom, I place my piece into the center at the back of this design. And since each piece is a little bit shorter than the other, so we have different sizes, once I place that on and separate it just a little bit, you'll see that I have these staggered looking stacks where I'm able to decorate around every portion of it. And this would be a great way if you wanted to do a steampunk hat and keep things lightweight. You can have these look like industrial pipes if you just colored them differently. And with the last piece in place, you can see as I turn it around that you can see each side of every stack. And then when you see the back, it has these angles that once you decorate it, things won't, be so smushed together and it look very busy. So I think it's a perfect way to add height and be able to decorate all the way around it. Now I took these autumn berries that I've had for years and I spray painted that with a blue hairspray, and I used pink and purple hairspray color in order to paint these white carnations and hydrangeas. I placed these dollar store stickers all over these stacks. I'm able to use that all the way around because I saved myself some space. These are in the shapes of diamonds, rectangles, and circles. I go in and randomly place my blue berries, being careful not to cover up the stickers that are already in place. And then I glue my ribbon rosebuds on one side and then also on the other for balance. And I also glued the small hydrangeas around to cover up big gaps, leaving myself some room for pins. And this is going to break up colors as well. And using leaves will help break up color to get that nice dimension. And what I like to do is I take random pieces and I just begin to set that onto the felt to see and what I can create and where I would need to place things. And once I do find something that I like, I make sure to take a photo of that because I have to pull everything off in order to place it and glue it back down. It's just a good habit to get into. So that's what I do anytime I'm playing around with something that I don't have to glue immediately. I go in and see what I can get away with, take a photo if I like it, and then use that for reference, and then begin gluing things back onto the headpiece. Another good thing to do is once you do buy silk flowers and you pull off the flowers and all the other small things like baby's breaths and leaves, keep those because you can reuse those. You can use floral tape and floral sticks to recreate something new, just like you see me using this silver leaf design. After I glue in my rosebuds and my carnations, I go back in with bigger bundles of hydrangeas and I place those in and try to cover up as much as black spaces that I can, but also using small little berries and leaves again to bust up the color. And you can see once I turn this completely around that the colors are built up in the back as well on to the sides. To balance this look out, I take some more pearl sticks and I push that around the design to lift the eye some more, give it more dimension, and just sporadically with a little bit of glue, put those in areas I thought would make it look even better. And I do allow some flowers to hang over the edge. This again, more dimension and balance to the overall look. I was inspired by vintage hats from the 50s and 60s and the headpiece worn by the fabulous Taraji P. Henson, though I think hers was her hair with these elements in it and not necessarily a hat or a headpiece. Here is the completed look. I was able to secure this headpiece onto this wig using 2 hair clips. It was lightweight. You can see that I'm moving my head up and down, side to side, and back and forth, and it stayed in place. I love the vintage vibe about this look, also with that spin on the modern twist, because at the Met Gala, those that get invited are actually able to wear pieces that the Metropolitan Museum of Art have on display, such as hats, jewelry, and dresses. These vintage items were paired with the land sea element for Gardens of Time, so the skin was dewy and glassy. And if you'd like to see how I created this makeup look, please hang out and check out the next video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.